All right, so now we get to the small intestine. The small intestine is kind of confusing with how it's named. It is thinner, kind of skinnier, but it is way longer. It is much, much longer. And you don't have to know how long it is. Off the top of my head, I don't remember. I don't remember how long it is. But you can see just by looking at the pictures, the small intestine is much, much larger. Kind of like the stomach's main role was to break down food. The small intestine's main job is to absorb nutrients. Now I believe there still is some breaking down that goes on here, but it is mostly before this point. This is mostly absorption. There's not a ton of breaking down that goes on here. However, I will go ahead and let you know most of what you break down, if it's not done by acid, most of what you break down is not your body doing it. It's actually bacteria that your body has hired. Your body has hired these bacteria, and it pays the bacteria to break down food for you, which if you kind of think about it, it's kind of gross because what's happening, really simply put, is the bacteria are breaking down food that you eat, and they're eating it, and their waste product is what our body absorbs. So in a way, not really, but in a way, our body is absorbing bacteria poop. That's what, like, waste. Does that make sense? So the bacteria are literally down there breaking down the food, breaking down these nutrients that we can't do anything with so that we can do something with it. Like, we can't do anything with the food. Bacteria breaks it down in our gut, in our stomach, and then we absorb it. That's why saying things like antibiotics, if you just kill every single bacteria in your body, that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing because we need it to survive. We need it to absorb nutrients. If you kill all the bacteria, we can't absorb nutrients like we need to. All right, so small intestine is called small because it's skinny. You can see here, these little things, I know this is a poor picture, this bottom right picture, but these things are called villi, villi. They're super important because these are the things that are absorbing nutrients. If you think about what would these be similar to in the respiratory system, it's a very, very small part. Blood vessels, you can see in this picture on the left, blood vessels are all around the villi absorbing the nutrients, just like the alveoli are in the respiratory system. So villi are very similar to alveoli. Alveoli deal with gases like oxygen and CO2. Villi deal with nutrients and sugars. But it's the same thing happening. Absorbing nutrients like the other one absorbs gases. So this is most of the food and nutrients is absorbed here. And if you were to cut open an intestine is not like a tube, like a water hose. An intestine is almost, I don't know how to describe it, but hopefully if we dissect a deer or when we dissect a frog, you'll be able to see it. But an intestine, it's almost like really, really thick carpet on the inside, really, really small, and it's all wavy inside. It's all kind of smushed together. Let's keep going. Okay, there we go, 15 feet. Around 15 feet long. So think about that. You have something that's 15 feet long that's in your gut. It goes around and around, and that's why it can be so long, because it's not going straight from the stomach to the large intestine. It's going all around. All right, large intestines. Now, obviously, the other one is 15 feet long. This one is not 15 feet long. This one goes pretty direct path. It takes a couple turns, but this is the large intestine. It's called that because of how thick it is, how large it is, not how long it is. It's not the short and long intestines. It's a small and large intestine. So this is mainly absorbing water. So this is not breaking down hardly anything. I don't know if anything's breaking down. I imagine there's some breakdown, but for the most part, this is breaking down H2O. This is the last ditch effort for your body to get any liquid out of your poop. So if you think about it, I know this is kind of gross, but if you think about it, most of your poop is or should be kind of solid. Like you think about dog poop, like you have like a little pile of dog poop. Hopefully your dog doesn't have diarrhea all the time, because that is what's happening is their large intestine. If your dog has diarrhea, the large intestine is not absorbing the liquid. So this is what happens when you get sick. When you get sick, either you throw up Like if it's in your stomach, you throw up. If it's in your intestines, you end up having diarrhea because your body is saying, listen, something in here is bad. We need to get rid of it quick. We don't need to absorb all the nutrients. We don't need to spend time trying to absorb all the water. It just needs to get out very, very fast. So imagine one of your organs just hits a button that says purge, 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 and it just sends everything out. It doesn't take time to absorb water. It doesn't take any time to absorb water because it doesn't have that time. So that's why diarrhea is liquid, because your large intestine has not been able to do its job. If it wasn't for your large intestine, your poop would look a lot more like diarrhea than what we would consider a poop. Or think of a turd. I know that's not a very scientific name, but a turd. Like your poop should look like a turd. It should be somewhat solid. And it's in the shape, if you think about it, it's in the shape of your large intestine. It's in a tube form. The more solid it is, the more absorption, the more water your large intestine has taken out of it. This, like I said, last-ditch effort to absorb water. If this doesn't happen, this is why you get dehydrated. You've probably had diarrhea before, and you get dehydrated. They say to drink a lot of fluids. That's because you're getting rid of a lot of fluid out your anus. Like you're getting rid of a lot of liquid. You need to be putting that liquid back to maintain homeostasis. Remember that, the balance of water in your body. That's also why sicknesses that cause diarrhea can kill you, because you get dehydrated, your body runs out of water and you die. So if you're stuck in the woods for 3 weeks for some weird reason and you're not able to, and you keep having diarrhea, you could die from diarrhea. Think about that. Like that used to be a really big thing back in the day. Now we have medicine and we have plenty of clean water and stuff like that, but diarrhea could and does kill people. So it pushes the leftovers into and out of the anus. And that is it. So we have a quick review. We have mouth. It starts in your mouth. It goes to down your esophagus, into your stomach. Stomach is mainly for breaking down food. There is some absorption, but mainly for breaking down food with stomach acid. You got these three things that don't ever see food. The food never goes through these things. That's why on your worksheet, on your little handout, there's nothing there that says in those steps when it goes mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, anus. These three are not there because the food never goes through there. They just supply materials to break down the food. We get into the small intestine. That's where the villi are. This is mainly absorbing food, absorbing nutrients. And you get to the large intestine, it's almost completely absorbing nutrients. And that is it. That's the digestive system. There's some other videos you can watch and other resources you can access, but for the most part, that's it.